back to GK Today. I'm Nuzhat Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions along with their explanations and interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today Android application. So in this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision ebooks that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 14th of January 2022. Starting with very first question. India's first mobile honey processing van was launched in which state? So India's first mobile honey processing van was launched at village Sirora in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. So it was inaugurated by the chairman of KVIC, Mr. Vinay Kumar Saxena. So the mobile van has been designed by KVIC at its multidisciplinary training center, Panjokhera, at a cost of nearly 15 lakh rupees. So it can process up to 300 kilograms of honey in 8 hours, and also it comprises of with a testing laboratory which would examine the quality of honey as well. Okay. Now apart from it, the Uttar Pradesh government has declared 4 villages located near the Nepal border in the district as revenue villages. And these 4 villages are Bhawanipur, Tedhia, Dhakia and Bichia. So all these villages are Ventangia villages, which includes people brought from Myanmar during the colonial rule to plant trees. So a revenue village is a kind of small administrative region with defined borders with the village administrative officer as the head officer. Okay. Now do remember that Uttar Pradesh has been awarded the first prize in the 3rd National Water Awards 2020 in the Best State category, and it was then followed by Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. Now apart from it, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved the second phase of Green Energy Corridor Scheme, under which over 20 gigawatt of renewable energy projects will be installed across the 7 states, which are these: Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. So in this, the estimated cost of the scheme is nearly 12,031 crore rupees, and 33% of the project cost will be provided as the central financial assistance. Okay. Can you tell me who was the host for 16th G20 summit? Question number 2. Muri is a popular hill station of which country? So Pakistan's popular hill station Muri was declared a calamity hit area after at least 21 people froze to death due to unprecedented snowfall. So Muri is a mountain town located in the Pir Panjal range in the Rawalpindi district of Punjab in Pakistan. So this unfortunate event occurred during the rush of tourists to the town, and the Pakistan Meteorological Department had predicted heavy snowfall in Muri and Galiat. Okay. Now Pakistan was also in news because the cabinet of Pakistan has endorsed the country's first ever national security plan, which emphasized that economic progress should be at the center of national security. And the cabinet has adopted the document which was approved by the high-powered National Security Committee, and the policy is a 5-year policy document that covers the time period of 2022 to 2026. Now also to remember that USA, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Uzbekistan have made a principal agreement to establish a new quadrilateral diplomatic platform with the primary aim to enhance the regional connectivity. Also Pakistan has successfully tested flight of Fateh-1 guided multi-rocket system, which has been indigenously developed, and it is capable of delivering a conventional warhead for the country. Also in the starting of 2021, Pakistan has successfully test fired the Shaheen 3 missile which is nuclear capable, surface to surface, ballistic missile, and it can strike the targets up to 2750 kilometers. And yes, don't forget that Pakistan is still in the grey list of Financial Action Task Force. What is this? It is a kind of intergovernmental organization which was established in the year 1989 at G7 summit, which was held in Paris. So it was actually established to set the standards and operations to combat the terrorist financing and money laundering. Okay. So in the month of June in 2021, Philippines has been included in this list as well, along with Haiti, Malta and South Sudan. Now apart from all these things, Russia's defense forces have successfully test launched the Zircon hypersonic missile system that can strike both naval and ground targets. Okay. Now you have to tell me, Noori belongs to which country? Question number 3. When is the Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas observed in India? So every year on 9th of January, the Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas, also we can say it as NRI Day, is observed to strengthen the engagement of Indian community overseas with the Indian government. And January 9 was chosen as the day to celebrate this occasion because in the year 1915, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa, and the Youth Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas Conference 2022 was also held on the day through video conferencing. Fine. Now apart from it, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has declared that 26th of December shall be marked as Veer Bal Diwas to pay homage to the courage of the Sahibzades, means the 4 sons of Guru Gobind Singh. So this was announced on the day of the birth anniversary of the Sikh Guru, and it is also called as Prakash Parv of Guru Gobind Singh. And recently on 9th of January, the 355th birth anniversary of Sikh Guru was observed. Now apart from it, Google has honored India's educator and social reformer Fatima Sheikh in its doodle. So again on 9th of January, the nation celebrated her 191st birthday, and she was a colleague of Jyotiba Phule and his wife Savitribai Phule. So together they focused on the issues of caste, sati, female empowerment, widow remarriage, intercaste marriage and education. Okay. Now apart from it, we observe World Polio Day on 24th of October to raise awareness for the polio vaccination and to eradicate polio from the country. And the theme for 2021 was delivering on a promise. Now you have to tell me, when does the UN celebrates World Development Information Day? Please write your answers in the comment section. Question number 4. Which tennis player won the Melbourne Somerset ATP 250 event title? So ace tennis player Rafael Nadal won this particular event, and he defeated Maxime Cressy, who belonged to America. So it was also Rafael Nadal's 89th tour level crown, and he made a successful return to the competitive action as this was his first tournament since August 2021. Also, he is preparing to win the upcoming Australian Open tournament. Now apart from it, Indian tennis players Rohan Bopanna and Ram Kumar Ramnathan won the Adelaide International ATP 250 men's doubles title, and the Indian duo teamed up for the very first time on the ATP tour and won the title over the Ivan Dodig and Marcelo Melo. So it was Rohan Bopanna's 20th ATP title, while Ram Kumar won his maiden title on the tour. Okay. Now apart from it, Board of Control for Cricket in India, that is BCCI, has informed that Tata Group has replaced the Chinese mobile manufacturer Vivo as the title sponsor of IPL for 2022 and 2023 seasons. Then New Zealand spinner Ijaz Patel has won the ICC Player of the Month award for the month of December. Now apart from it, Mission Olympic Cell under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports has added 10 athletes to the list of athletes who would be provided support under the TOPS. TOPS stands for Target Olympic Podium Scheme. So 5 athletes have been included in the core group, while the 5 have been added to the development group. So now the total number of athletes under tops has increased to 301, in which 107 belong to the core group and 294 belong to the development group. Okay. Now you have to tell me who is the first female Prime Minister of Sweden. Please let me know in the comments. Question number 5. Which Indian has been appointed as the new Vice President of Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank? So former RBI Governor Urjit Patel has been appointed as the Vice President of AIIB, the headquarters of which lies in Beijing, China. So he will serve a 3-year term as one of the 5 Vice Presidents of this bank, and he replaces the former Gujarat Chief Secretary DJ Pandian, who had been the Vice President leading the investment operations and lending in South and Southeast Asia. Now talking about some of the recent appointments, ISRO has recently announced the appointment of the eminent rocket scientist Dr. S. Somnath as its new chairman and space secretary, and he will succeed K. Sivan, who completes his extended tenure and the post of ISRO chairman, space secretary and space communication chief is usually held by one person only. Fine. Then apart from it, Pierre Olivier has been named as the next chief economist of International Monetary Fund, and he will succeed Geeta Gopinath, who is the first woman to serve as the chief economist of IMF. Then Government of India has extended the tenure of Navrang Saini as the interim chairperson of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India for 3 more months, that is till March 5, 2022. Okay. Now apart from it, Centre has reappointed Vijay Paul Sharma as the chairman of CACP, which stands for Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices. Now please tell me who is to become India's new ambassador to United Nations Conference on Disarmament. Try to participate in the comments as much as possible. Question number 6. Mission Parvarish is associated with which state? So the Kachar district of Assam carried out this Mission Parvarish, which recovered 704 out of 800 children who are aged between 6 months to 5 years from severely acute malnourishment. So the mission, which involved government agencies, local civic bodies, NGOs and businessmen, has recently won the Scotch Award. And the acute malnourished children from 2 to 5 years were also adopted by the community, MP and MLAs of the constituencies in the district. Okay. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that the government of Assam and National Dairy Development Board signed an agreement to create a 2000 crore rupees joint venture for holistic development of the sector in the state. And as per this MOU, a joint venture company will be set up for 2000 crore rupees with the target of processing nearly 10 lakh litres of milk from 6 new units in a period of 7 years. Fine. Then apart from it, the Legislative Assembly of the state of Assam has recently passed an amendment bill which seeks to modify the Cattle Preservation Act of 1950, and the additions made in the bill will provide for the ease of transportation of cattle for agricultural purposes and ensure stringent punishment for the cattle smugglers. Okay. Do remember that World Sangeet Tansen Festival has recently been held in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Question number 7. Which is the first city in India to have a water metro project? So Kochi city of Kerala became the first city in India to have a water metro project after it launched the battery powered electric boats. So the project aims to develop an integrated water transport system with 15 identified routes, and the project basically connects 10 islands spanning 76 kilometers with a fleet of 78 electrically propelled hybrid ferries which are operated by Kochi Metro Rail Limited. Okay. Then talking about Kerala, Silver Line, which is a semi-high-speed railway project being constructed in the state of Kerala, and this project includes deploying the trains which are running at 200 kilometers per hour between the state's northern and
southern ends. So if you are asked that Silver Line project is related to which state, answer would be Kerala. Now apart from it, Mumbai is set to host the first water taxi service in the country. Then Kerala has recently topped the Public Affairs Index. So talking about the top 3 states among the larger one, the top 3 are Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Telangana. And talking about the smaller states, the top 3 are Sikkim, Goa and Mizoram. And among the Union Territories, the top 3 are Puducherry, Jammu Kashmir and Chandigarh. Fine. Do remember that Delhi is not here. Now apart from it, also do remember that Uttar Pradesh is the only state in the country to have metro facilities in 5 districts, because recently Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has flagged off the trial run of Kanpur Metro, and also it is currently having operational metro railway service in Ghaziabad, Noida, Greater Noida and Lucknow. Fine. Question number 8. Which country launched an intercity train service using Indian funded coaches? So Sri Lanka recently launched an intercity train service using the diesel multiple units procured from India. So the train service will run across the country, which connects the capital city of Colombo to the Jaffna Peninsula, which has a Tamil majority population. So the units were supplied by Rights Limited under the Indian Credit Line. Now apart from it, Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw has flagged off the Jan Shatabdi Express between Agartala and Jiribam, which connects 2 northeastern states, Tripura and Manipur. So the Jan Shatabdi Express will run thrice a week and the journey will take 6 hours basically. Besides this, Tripura has also Rajdhani Express, Kanchenjunga Express, Humsafar Express, etc. Now earlier we have seen that INS Kesri has reached to Mozambique recently to deliver 500 tons of food help under Mission Sagar. What does Sagar stands for? Security and growth for all in the region. Also it is carrying 2 fast interceptor craft and self-defense equipment that was to be handed over to the armed forces of Mozambique. And earlier it also delivered humanitarian and medical help to Maldives, Mauritius, Seychelles, Madagascar and Comoros Islands. Okay. Can you tell me which country has recently won the T20 World Cup trophy after 14 years? Please answer me. Question number 9. What is the name of the new department created by the Reserve Bank in 2022? So the Reserve Bank of India has created a new department named as Department of Fintech to promote innovation in the fintech sector. And also it aims to identify the challenges and opportunities associated with it. So in the year 2018, RBI created a financial technology unit within its Department of Payment Settlement System, and the new fintech department will also provide framework for further research on the subject, and it would help in policy interventions of RBI as well. Now apart from it, EcoRap is the report released by the research team of the State Bank of India, and as per the latest edition of the report, India's real GDP is expected to grow at around 9.5% in 2021 to 22. So the National Statistical Office released the first advanced estimates of national income for financial year 2021 to 22, and it estimated the GDP growth as 9.2%. And as per the report, even if the COVID infections could impact mobility, economic activity is not expected to get affected much. Fine. Then National Payments Corporation of India has introduced limits for cash withdrawal and mini statements. So it states that the maximum limit of Aadhaar enabled cash withdrawal transactions per customer, per terminal, per day is 5. And the issuers will also implement a limit of the minimum of 5 mini statements per customer per month. So this has to be implemented by January 15, 2022. Now coming to last question. Which union ministry released the Harmonized Guidelines and Standards for Universal Accessibility in India 2021? So the Central Public Works Department, which works under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, released the Harmonized Guidelines and Standards for Universal Accessibility in India 2021. So this is a revision to a set of guidelines for barrier-free environment released in 2016. So it has been drafted by a team of the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, and the National Institute of Urban Affairs of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Now apart from it, after Kazakhstan faced massive protest over the hike in fuel prices in the country, Kazakhstan's President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev called in the Collective Security Treaty Organization to help tackle the protest. So basically this organization is an intergovernmental military alliance in Eurasia and headquartered lies in Moscow, Russia. Fine. Don't forget that Jammu Kashmir is set to become the first union territory of India to have a district level good governance index, and this framework will have total 58 indicators to evaluate different aspects of development and district administration such as agriculture, commerce and industry, public safety, health, education, etc. Fine. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meeru Sana signing off.